Hey guys, Chuck with chuckout.com. When you get on the phone and you're prospecting, are you getting a sign up rate like you'd like to have it? Are people listening to your presentation and then getting off the phone and then not signing up? If you'd like to increase your sign up rate, stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to share my script that I've been using for the last decade and a half, and I've had a lot of success with it. I can't take credit for having created it. It's borrowed, but it works and it works really well. Now, if you're brand new to this channel, click the little red subscribe button and also the little bell, and it'll give you an alert each time I post a brand new video. And also give me a thumbs up if you get value from it. And also, if you would, share it with people because it'll certainly help my video. Okay, let's get started. Now, when you get on the phone with a prospect, you want to make sure that you smile. Believe it or not, your prospect on the other end of the phone, whether they're across the street or whether they're 2,000 miles away, when you smile, they can hear it in your voice. And if you think about it, your prospect is struggling somehow financially. That's why they're considering working more hours. They're going to take on considering a home business, and they don't need more misery in their life. And if you get on the phone with them and you sound like you're really a hurting unit, or you just, hi, this is Chuck with blah, 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 and I'm just calling because you called back about you wanted information about a home business. You sound like you're a dead duck. Put some life in your voice. Make it sound like you've got something to offer this person that's better than misery. Okay, so make sure that when you get on the phone, smile. My coach used to say, put a mirror in front of your phone so that when you call, you can catch yourself smiling and they'll hear your smile over the phone. So make sure you smile. Okay, now the next thing is you want to ask questions and be prepared to listen. You want to be interested rather than interesting. Don't make the call about you. Make the call about your prospect. I would recommend that if you don't have one right now, go get yourself a notebook. When you talk to somebody on the phone, well, even if you're out and about and you're talking to a prospect, write their information down and make notes on the conversation that you had with your prospect. That way, if it's a day or two before you can get back to them, you can ask them about, if they were talking about how their roof was leaking because they had this great big rainstorm and they were going to have to get up on the roof and patch it. You can get back on the phone and say, so how did your roof turn out? Did you get it all patched up? You want to be able to reconnect with them where you left off. If they talk about their family. They're planning on having a baby here in the next couple months, and so you could talk. So is you got the crib set up yet? I know you were talking about putting the baby's room together. You can resume where you left off. It's so important. Okay, so ask the questions and listen, and remember this: that people they don't care about your company, whether it's debt free, whether it's been in business for 50 years, or that the products are going to help your hair grow back, or whatever it is. They don't care about that. What they care about is what it's going to do for them. And so remember that. WIFM, that's the radio station everybody tunes into, and that's what's in it for me. Okay? So ask questions and listen. It's not enough to have a great script. You need to know your script and not read it. And a funny story, and I've shared this with on my videos before, is I was making calls and I was really nervous. I mean, as nervous as anybody could possibly be. And I called this lady up and I was talking to her, and I must have sounded rather robotic because she said, "Are you reading a script?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I am." And she said, "Well, don't. I want to talk to a person. I don't want to talk to a script." Guys, you're going to connect with people if you just simply have a conversation. Now, that doesn't mean to say that you need to have a roadmap, and that's really what a script is. It's a framework of where you're starting and where you're going to finish, the information that you need to gather while you're doing the call. But you don't want to be reading the script. What can happen is, and this has happened to me, shamefully, there's a shameful admission here, is I'm talking to a person and they ask you a question and I'm back to reading the script, right? Because I'm convinced that I can probably read it better than I did the last time. And I'm reading the script and they ask me a question and then I answer it and I just answer it. I just had a conversation with them. I just started answering their question. And then I wanted to go back to my script so I'd know where to go, what I had to ask next. And I completely lost it. And then the person hung up on me. So guys, you want to make sure that you know your script. Say it to the trees, say it to yourself in the mirror when you get up in the morning, say it to yourself in the mirror when you go to bed at night, say it when you go for a walk, say it when you're driving your car. Say your script until you know it, until you are the script. Okay, so don't read your script. Now, when you're calling your prospect, you want to be calling your prospect and treat them like they're a friend that you haven't met yet, that you never talk to strangers. You're only talking to friends you haven't met. When you talk to your closest friends, you talk very casually. If you talk, you're relaxed. Your your words aren't measured. You're in a very, people can feel comfortable around you. I remember when I first started calling prospects, and I was really anxiety ridden. I mean, I was just about as nervous as anybody could get. And and of course, I was struggling with my script thing, and I got over that, but I still was struggling. And so I said to my coach, I said, "Would you mind doing a call with me? I'd like to hear how you do a call." And so he said, "Sure." So I gave him the phone number, and he dialed the number, and then I'm quietly listening in on the like I got myself muted out, and he's talking to this person. The person answers the phone. He goes, "Hello," and he goes, "Hey, John, how's it going?" And that's kind of the way the conversation went. He just like he'd known John all his life. Now, John wasn't his real name, but you get the idea. He was very comfortable with the person, and I don't recall that that person signed up, but he definitely was relaxed. And had I not given my coach the name and phone number to call, I would have swore he had set me up and was calling somebody he knew, because he just did it so relaxed. And it turned out that as I recall, that the business just wasn't for him, but the mannerism. And so that is what I always challenged myself to do when I got on the phone, is to talk to friends that I had never met before. So I encourage you to do the same. When you get on the phone with your prospect and you've confirmed that you're talking to the right person, you want to let them know what you're going to do on the call. Give them a roadmap of how this is going to unfold. That way, then they're more likely to listen to you rather than keep jumping in and interrupting you. So what I would do is, when I would get on the phone, after I'd introduced myself and confirmed who I'm talking to, I'd say, "Well, here's what I want to do, John, on this call. I'd like to find out a little bit about you and what you're looking for. And then I'll tell you about me and our company and what we're looking for. And then if we've got a match, we could go from there. Does that sound fair?" And they go, "Yeah, that sounds good." Now, from time to time, you're going to get people who are going to interrupt you and go, "Well, so what is this all about? Or how much money am I going to make?" And you know what? Those people are rude, and they're not coachable, and it's unlikely that you're ever going to have any success with them. And I would say, look, again, what I'd like to do, John, is I'd like to learn a little bit about you. I got a few questions I want to ask you. Then I'll share with you about our company. And if you have any questions at that point, I'll certainly answer them at that time. Does that seem fair? And if they keep interrupting and "No, I want to know how much money this is going to be and how much am I going to blah, blah, blah," they're not who you're looking for. Next. Click the next button and move on. Now you've given them the information to go to the presentation. So the next thing you want to do before you leave them to do that is to confirm a time to follow up with them. Now, I like to keep it as close to the presentation date as possible. Sometimes it's not always, but I always try to. And I want to make sure that they're going to keep their commitment to get back together with me. And this can have a real impact on how many times you get, a dial tone or an answering machine rather, or you get a person on the phone. If you say, "Hey, so when's a good time to get together?" "Well, you can call me back tomorrow around 3. That should be good." "Okay, I'll call you back tomorrow at 3. See you later. Talk to you then." And that's it. And then you call them tomorrow at 3 o'clock and they're not there. And you call them at 4 o'clock and they're not there. 5 o'clock, they're not there. What I like to do, and I used to do it that way, but what I like to do now is I'll say, "So if I call you back at 3 o'clock, you want me to call you back at 3 o'clock. Are you the kind of person who keeps your commitments? If I pen you in to call you at 3 o'clock, you're going to be there?" "Yes, I'll be there." "So I'll call you tomorrow at 3 o'clock and we can resume?" "Yep." "Okay. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Okay." "Yep." So I've got them to say "yep" about 4 times to getting together tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So make sure you get them to confirm that time and get them to do it more than once, okay? That'll really make a difference. Okay, your prospect has watched your business overview and now you're getting back together with them. You're going to start off your conversation with, so John, what did you like best about what you saw? What stood out the most for you? And they're going to pick 2 or 3 points that they thought were really good. And what I would do is I've got a pen and paper and I'm writing them down. And then I'm going to say, so John, you said such and such. Tell me more about that. Or when you say that, what do you mean? What do you mean was actually one of my signature statements. My coach used to give me a hard time over that. He says, so what do you mean? What do you mean? But I would get the prospect to share with me. And probably it was one of the reasons why I had such a significant sign-up rate was because I actually showed the prospect that I took the time to care. I wanted to know. I was listening to them. See, you ask questions, you listen. So in order to be effective, because I'm not very good with names, I'm not very good with facts, so I write them down. And then I can come back to the prospect and go, you said such and such. So when you said that, what did you mean? Or tell me more about that. Okay, so use that and you're going to find it's going to have a huge impact. Okay, so what we've done now is we've asked them what they like best. Now we're going to start to qualify them. And I want to find out, I'm going to ask them 3 questions, and I shared these with you on another video, but the first question is, so John, what would you need to earn per month to make doing this business worth your while? I mean, you're going to be doing it around your existing job. You're just working it part-time. How much would you need to earn to make it worthwhile? And now whatever they answer is fine. You don't need to interrupt. You just let them tell you and don't argue with their number. Okay, the second qualifying question is, so John, how many hours per week would you be willing to work? Obviously, you're working around your existing job. How many hours would you be willing to work per week to earn that $3,000 a month? Now, whatever answer they give you, that's fine. Don't say anything more than that. Just let them tell you the number. Okay, so the third qualifying question is, so John, how many months are you prepared to commit to sticking with this business to make that $3,000 a month? You said you'd be willing to work 8 hours a week. How many months are you willing to commit to doing that to earn that income? And now let them give you their answer. I believe in honesty and integrity. So if somebody gives me a crazy number, like I'm willing to work 8 hours a week for 1 month to earn $3,000 a month, I'm going to let them know that that's not realistic. We need to change one of those numbers, John. I believe that there's people who are making $500,000 a year, but maybe there's people making $1 million plus a year in your business. But for somebody to start off having never done the business before, they don't have a team, and network marketing obviously is about building a network of people using the products and services and building their team. It's not going to happen in a month. So you need to let them know that. Let them know that you're willing to work with them and help them to build a team, but they're going to have to change one of those 3 numbers. Okay, either the amount of time, the amount of money, or the number of months to do it. Okay. Now, I've had some people who've said to me, you know what, I'm interested in it, but I'm just not sure. I think I'm going to have to think about it. And I would say to them, so John, let me ask you this. Now, you've said you said 7, you were out of 7, and I answered the question you had, and that brought you to 10, but you're still kind of just a little bit reluctant. The thing is, John, our product or our service comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, most network marketing companies do have that. If this is something that you can use, then I would encourage you to use it. Here's what I would suggest to you, John. Can I make a suggestion? And this is called permission-based marketing. Can I make a suggestion? And they'll go, sure. John, the product that we're marketing comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Here's what I'd like to suggest. Try the business with me. Check me out. See if I'm the real deal for the next 30 days. Try the product. If you like what you see, then let's lock arms in 30 days and really nail it. Okay, we'll really work hard on this thing for you. If you find after 30 days it's not for you, then just simply contact the company, get a refund, and you're back to looking for another business to work with. Does that seem reasonable? Yeah, that does. Okay, so John, how do you spell your last name? And I would take them immediately into a credit card statement. And yeah, so that it works really well. Okay, so when the person says, "Yeah, I'm probably about a 7 out of 10," you answer their question and they're happy with it, and they go, "Yeah, cool. Okay, well that makes sense then." And you go, "You know what, John? It sounds like you're ready to get started." And they're going to go, "Yeah, I'm ready to get started." And then you go, "Well, let me take your how do you spell your last name, John?" And that's basically it. That you've just got a new recruit. And I have used this over and over and over again. It works like gangbusters. You just have to have confidence in your voice. You have to know your script. You've got to know what you're going to say. And really, you know what? Honestly, it comes with a lot of bad phone calls. You can't start off perfect. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get people hanging up on you. You're going to get rude people. It doesn't matter how good you are. The people you call are all different, and some are genuinely sincere and some are definitely not. And you just have to work through it and not feel too beat up by it. Well, that's my script. It works like gangbusters. I've used it for over a decade, and I didn't create it. I just borrowed it, and I'm sharing it with you now. So I'm passing the torch. And you're going to get on the phone in the beginning, and it's no matter how great a script you have, you're still going to be probably not very good on the phone to begin with. But it's a skill. It's not something you're born with. You simply have to get on the phone and make enough calls, and eventually that skill will come to you. So I wish you all the best with your marketing efforts. Oh, if you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button in the bottom right corner and also the little bell, and it'll give you an alert each time I post a brand new training video. And if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. That'll help my video a lot. So I wish you all the best with your marketing efforts. You take care and have a great day.